I can help you to clean.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for helping me out here. Thank you so much. That was my resume. I need in 5 minutes. Is there any way you can help me out?
You can send me to your email.
Can I email it to you?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Philippines.
What part of the Philippines?
Mindanao.
What's your name?
That's.
I'm just so nervous. I have my interview soon.
Don't be stressed out. You got this. I help you because I know that how difficult it is.
What motivates you to do this job?
3 kids. They have to go to university or college. I have 2 jobs here to earn money so that I can feed my family because I know that they have needs also.
Wow, you work so hard.
It's for family.
I don't have a job interview here today.
Oh.
Yeah, I was just, I was gonna see if someone's gonna help me out. I want to give you $100. Keep this for your kids, maybe, save it for their tuition.
Big help for me and to my family.
Alright, let's be real. Some of these videos be fake. Not saying that this particular video was fake. Like she wasn't prepared before he came in and all that stuff. Fake. But some of these videos do be fake. But one thing that is not fake is the genuine generosity of the majority of Filipinos that I've met throughout my time in the Philippines. It always seems to be one of the major talking points when it comes to any type of content creator, especially somebody like myself and anybody who's ever been to the Philippines. You'll hear them talk about the generosity of the people, how helpful the people can be, right? And to an extent, sometimes you can navigate through whether that's real help, genuine help, or BS help. And most of the time you'll know that it's genuinely somebody wanting to do something for you, right? Now, I've never had a Filipino give me money, right? I've never had a Filipino feed me when I didn't have money because I've never been put in that situation or anything like that. But you hear about the generosity of the majority of Filipinos in the Philippines. And as you can see, those that work here in the United States or in foreign countries. I'm not sure if that's the United States, but it truly is real, man. Like the generosity of the majority of Filipino peoples is second to none. They're really good people, right? I can name a plethora of different occasions wherein I felt the generosity of Filipino people. One time in particular, I shared this before, I probably don't remember, it's been a minute. But I remember, going around the Philippines and stuff like that, I used like the tricycabs or like the tricycles and stuff, to get around. And let's say that in order for me to get from the top of the neighborhood to my house or wherever I was staying at, apartment, Airbnb or whatever, let's just say it was a good distance, right? I wouldn't say it's a kilometer, but just for the sake of the video, give or take a kilometer, half a kilometer to get there. Pouring down rain, right? Pouring down rain. Actually, no, that was another situation. Excuse me. It wasn't raining that night. It was just dark, right? It was the end of the day, and I'm just walking and I'm just going home, and a little bicycle boy comes by and he's like, "Hey Joe, you want to ride?" I was like, "Yeah." I just said walang pera, like basically tell him I didn't have any money or any change on me because at the time I didn't. I think that was the reason why I chose to walk. I didn't have any change. I think I might have 100 or like whatever, right? It wasn't like a small bill that I could just give him and go. So I just decided to walk. And I was trying to be a little bit more fit back in the day. But he's like, no charge. Just, hop on. Dude didn't charge me. Now, let me preface this by saying, yes, it may have only been a 5, 6, 10 peso ride, right? Nothing too extravagant, nothing too expensive, or nothing that was really gonna hurt his pockets, but it was the fact that he took time out of his day where he could have actually went to go pick up somebody, and he decided to pick me up, right? And didn't want to charge me for it. So, although that's a small scale example of some of the generosities that you'll see amongst Filipino people, it speaks volumes, at least to me, because you really didn't have to do shit for me, right? I didn't need you to do anything for me. I got this. But it's the fact that you took time to come, help me out, check me out, shit like that. I think that's pretty much something that a lot of my foreigners that I know can attest to when it comes to, like I said, the generosity of Filipino people. It is second to none. The generosity of Filipino people is second to none. And as we hear in this video, the young lady says she works 2 jobs here in the United States, which is not uncommon. I believe it's the United States, let me say that. But it's not uncommon to work 2 jobs in the Western world. And again, she says she does it for her kids. Now, this is where the video takes a interesting detour for me. Because because I want to dig deep into something, but I'll figure out how deep I want to go as the video goes on, okay? A lot of Filipinos come to the United States. Yes, if you're a mother and you're trying to provide for your kids, it's different. Let's say, for example, you're a sister trying to provide for, or you're a child and, you got a mother or somebody who's in the Philippines or places like that, and they have a genuine expectation for you to send money home because you're living such a lavish, extravagant, beautiful life in the United States. It's all cap, okay? Life in the United States, we work all day. It's a 24/7 thing. There's no lap of luxury for the normal person, right? We're trying to get ourselves out of that normal shit, let's be real. But for the normal individual, man, and especially those that are, I guess you can call them immigrants, those coming into the United States to work and have jobs or whatever, work visas and whatnot, it ain't all luxury, man. It's not fun, right? We work. They work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week sometimes. I mean, you're grinding. Why? Because you do it for the people that you love, right? You do it for the ones that you love. Now, she would probably consider it an obligation for her to be able to send money home to her people, to her daughters. It's an obligation for her because she has kids that she wants to take care of. Got that. But now, is it an obligation to an extent if you are just a child who moved to the United States to send money home to take care of siblings and take care of mom and all that stuff? That's where the question begins, because that's why I figured I really wanted to get into this one, but not so much, because I hate it when I have my Filipino people, like people that I talk to here, talk about how they are pressured and or they feel a sense of obligation to do so, even though technically it's gonna hurt them probably more to send that money home than to have it for themselves, and vice versa. It becomes an issue because everybody always has a need for a handout, right? And it sucks for them, because I hate to have that happen to them, but it's real. Let's be honest, it's real as hell. You know what I'm saying? They'll send their whole salary home, half their salary home, and just have enough to what? Barely make ends meet while they're here. It becomes an issue. One thing that most Filipinos are good about is grouping, as well as sharing rents and sharing spaces and stuff like that, so they can split bills. They can find themselves in a community in the United States to kind of group themselves up, and they can split costs when it comes to food, grocery shopping and rent and all of that stuff, so they can save a little bit more there. But deep down inside, man, if all you're doing is sending the majority of your money home, I kind of feel like what's left for you? And again, like I said, it's a cultural thing. I get it. I know. I'm not stupid. But that's really one thing that kind of eggs me a little bit. But again, I have no say so in anything like that, because that's them and that's their people. But I do kind of want them to understand that I don't want you living or barely living it or barely making it because you got to send everything you have home, right? You got to be able to have something for yourself. I mean, damn, if you work your ass off, don't you think you deserve to have a little bit of fun too for yourself? And that's another story for another day. We can get into it. But deep down inside, the way I feel is, Filipino generosity is definitely second to none. They'll do whatever they can for family, kind of like a fucking Fast and Furious movie, anything they do for family, right? But I genuinely enjoy it. I genuinely enjoy the general demeanor and nature of most Filipino people, and that's kind of the reason why that would probably be, again, my place of choice once this is all said and done. Man, don't know about you guys, man. Maybe you got another place in mind, or if you have experienced Filipino generosity on this particular level, maybe not a resume getting fucked up and you said, oh, it's not really a resume, I won't have a job, I just want to give you $100, all right? Maybe not that dramatic, but if you've had a situation where and you've had that type of interaction with Filipino people and it really did hit different, share it with me in the comment section below, man. I'd love to hear what you guys got to say, man. It's been a good time, man. Y'all take care, man. Y'all stay blessed, bro. That is out.